Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's go, baby. Crypto lifers. Drop it like it's hot. Fortune favors the brave, baby. 107,000 all the way to 109,000. We're gonna rip these shorts. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Blessed to be here. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there in crypto world. I don't know what you're drinking, what you're doing. We will get back to that lemon water at one point. I'm telling you right now, God bless each and every one of you for being here. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. There's a key signal that I'm watching right now that could blow up. Most people just have no clue. They're all emotional. They don't play with strategic data. They play with emotions. And, you know, it's okay. Most people don't have the time. They don't have the years of strategic data to actually make the great decisions, right? That's why you're here. I've been doing this for 20 years. Let's break it down. Let's see if my subconscious mind can pick up on something that may help each and every one of us, including me. God bless everybody here on the stream. Thank you for being here and being awesome. Let's jump on into the charts. Let's take a God-given moment of gratitude to say thank you for every single thing that we've had in this life and that we have right now. With gratitude, we can continue to achieve more, go further in life. But if you're not happy with what you have, if you're always sour, it's going to be a really bad way to produce good energy. Just not going to be happening for you. Okay? You got to create good energy for yourself. You're in control of your reality. I am the way, the truth, the light, right? Jesus. And some people are like, oh, you got to go through Jesus. Yeah, you can interpret that. And I'm not trying to, but I think to me, what Jesus said to me was to tell me to speak in I ams and affirmations, to find that the truth was inside of us all the time. We're already connected to the cosmic space of time. Right here in our minds, we have infinite knowledge and energy already attached to us. Anyway, God bless you all. God gave you the answer, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you. Jesus gave you the way. He showed you exactly how to be free, how to find heaven on earth through your internal being. That's what Jesus wanted you to do. He wanted you to find out how you could become the greatest, right? And you can live heaven on earth. You truly can. God bless everybody here on the live. We love you. We thank you. And just wanted to make, yeah. We're all set. All right. Let's break it down. 106,500 for Bitcoin. I was looking at this 4-hour flag, and we're going to talk about it. This is the trade right here. Are they going to break it down on the smaller time frames, or are they going to allow that 4-hour to rip? I don't like being below the 200 moving average on the 15, the 7, and the 1 minute time frame. Let's see if 1 minute can eventually get back above the 200 moving average, which it did for a second. We had the model right there. Look, they faked the model. Good thing I didn't see that, right? Because they faked the model right there. Look, it's like they know how to fake the model now, which is kind of creepy. Makes me think I got to change my model slightly or tweak it. But look, so that was a beautiful, like 90% of the time that's going to hit, right? That's a very likely signal. I didn't play it, but it's a very nice signal, okay? Right there, it hit right there. See, you kind of make a flag into the 21. That one's on the 200. That's above the 200, but it hits. You see, here's another one. You kind of flag. They dolphin dipped it, though. Been a lot of chop. Oof. Look at this. The 1 minute now struggling, going after the longs here. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP and see what's happening. 100,650. So there's just not a lot of liquidity below us, which is weird, right? You got some 100,000 people. You got some 103,000. Let's see. Let's take a really deep look here. You just got so much more volume than you had before. Price action is bigger. So, yeah, we got a 105. It goes to 104. Let's take a look here again. Give me a second. Once I see it, I'll be able to interpret it. I just, that fat bar of liquidity up there, it's so dark red up there. 109,000, 108,000. Just keeps telling me that they're just playing games of these shorts only to rip it further to the upside. But only time will tell. Okay? Only time will tell. It's kind of, it's a struggling trade right here. 106,500. Can we hold this key level? So let's do our top-down analysis like we do every single day. Let's do our due diligence and break it down. So the first thing we got to look at is the weekly time frame. The weekly is holding nicely. It's a bullish engulfing. It's staying above 104,460. This is key. As long as we can stay above 104,460, 500, if you want to just go up a little bit, we're good to go. No stress. Like, we're going to likely continue to moon to the upside. Remember when I bought 84,000 in the heavy fear, the crypto fear and greed index all the way went to 10? It was at 10, everybody. And everybody was freaking out. They thought it was the end of times. It was the worst of times. It was the blurst of times, right? Hey, I don't know if you ever saw that Simpsons episode. Damn you monkeys. But, he's basically has 1,000 monkeys riding on typewriters, figuring he could eventually create Hamlet. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. And he's like, damn you monkeys. Funniest thing ever, man, Mr. Burns. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate for your Friday viewership in the summertime. People seem to take Fridays off. Nobody wants to be on the computer on a Friday. They want to be out and about doing their thing, having a blast. You know what I'm saying? I keep saying 105.8 is in play. It possibly, I mean, you're $700 away on a monster asset. Like almost anyone could say that. You get what I'm saying? Like on any given day, I could be like $700 away from the price is in play, right? I'm not trying to be rude to you. I'm just, right? It's a pretty, pretty umbrella statement, right? So let's take a look here. The weekly. Can we head all the way to the upside here on the weekly? So you know what? This is the place to be. I know it. Why? Because I find the coolest people through this live stream, and that means you will too. When I went to Vegas and I saw who the lifers were, down to earth, put together, built, strong, confident. If I had to, put all the life, I'm looking at all the lifers that came to that salad bar and hung out with me in Vegas. And if I had to put one word, I gotta say confidence. I see beautiful, I see confidence, I see elegance. My man Kaysen, shout out to Kaysen, man. I'm gonna text you. I thought about you yesterday, bro. God bless you, man. My life's so busy, I don't get to be as personal as I like with everybody. God bless Kaysen, man. I hope you're out there listening. XCN, man. I'm never gonna sell, bro. Shout out to 106,600 BTC, bouncing off that 106.5 zone. I've been telling you now. It's funny. BOOKMAP's been dead accurate. Whenever it shows you there's a lot of liquidity up, we've been hitting it. It says the most liquidity is above us. That's what it tells us. But what I've noticed about BOOKMAP, it's been taking 4 to 5 days to hit the liquidity. It's taking a little longer than it used to. It kind of marinates up to that liquidity zone. It's kind of nice because what it does is it creates a lot of fear, and slowly. It's really good for me because what it's doing is my signal pops. I can see my signal, and then it kind of grinds down the populace, right? It makes them nervous and more nervous, fear. And then too many of them short the market. And then what I do is I have everybody shorting the market, and I'm ready, and I'm wrong, and I'm long on my weird, strange things that I figured out over 20 years. All my little indicators and movements. I got a really cool idea, right? So trading is like catching, right? It's kind of like, not in a way, but I just want to make a metaphor for you right now on this beautiful Friday. I'm going to make 2 boxes just for visualization. You have box A, you have box B, okay? Now, what am I doing here? I'm just going to talk about back in the day, people used to hunt game. And they had different ways of doing it, right? Yeah. And eventually someone was learned from their dad. Other people observed. There's like stations where you can sit in the forest, right? Deer stations, you ever seen those? People like sit on a high tree. It's like a little platform. And what are they doing? They're observing, right? And they learn a lot when they're there over time, right? Of how to execute, how to do what they need to do. My whole point is there was different people out there trapping. We called it trapping back in the day, right? They were trapping. They were going after game, wild game, whatever they could to sell, pelts, right? I'm talking 1800s, 1600s. What am I saying? Just bear with me here. I'm going to break it down. Eventually, there was a unique guy that came out and he had his own unique way of hunting, right? He didn't do what everybody else did, but he was able to get bushes. He nailed it. Like he won at the end, right? My whole point is you're going to be a trader. You're going to go into the jungle just like I did. And you're going to see the longer you're here, the more you're going to learn. Eventually, you're going to find your own style that no one else really has. You might take a piece of mine. I feel like my style is so good and it's been 20 years in the running. I just would say just learn what I do and do it. But again, I'm stubborn. I don't know, So everyone will find their way. My whole point is I find my own unique style based on my mentor showed me things, but I didn't do exactly what my mentor said. It all kind of came into play. So that whole idea is you'll find your way as a trader if you don't give up, okay? You see what I'm saying? But if you decide that it's not for you, if you blame the market makers, if you cry and whine, if you say it ain't happening, then guess what? It probably won't. You know what I'm saying? If you think you can or if you think you can't, you're probably right. 100%. When was the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When's the best time? Today. What does that mean? It means that if you're waiting to start something, say you wanted to join my trading group, say you wanted, and I guess, it's awesome. What a plug for me, right? Because I have an actionable move here, but I have an actionable move. If you really want to get into trading, you hit this QR code and you sign up. It is $150. I am an entrepreneur. I am selling online, but I'm selling beautiful information. That is like $3,000. I think it's $3,000 to $5,000 worth of information. I should never be giving it away like I am. I'm a saint. I truly believe it. I could basically piecemeal this to a smaller amount of people for larger amounts of money. But my goal is to help as many people as possible. And I say, God, keep me healthy. That's why I'm able to show up every single day without a day off, because God's doing something special for me. There's no way you could do 1,678 days without that being somewhat of a miracle. Discipline, yes, but no human could be able to do the streak I've done without some type of others. I believe supernatural help, man. Every single day with the energy, every single day with the love, every single day. Where does it come from? It comes from God. It's unending. God can feed you. There's beautiful people in your life. Be awesome, grateful for them. The first thing you wake up, man, who's in my life? I looked at my child today. She's 1 year old yesterday. We celebrated my daughter's first birthday. My third daughter's first birthday yesterday. We all went out to dinner. It was a beautiful night. Unbelievable time. Absolutely lovely. My daughter, man, she turned 1 year old, man. Like, she made it to one. Congratulations to everybody out there. I just had a baby, man. I'm procreating at 42 years old, baby. While you young guns aren't even making kids yet, let's go. I don't think I'm done yet. I'm gonna have 12, 13 kids. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Don't let my wife hear that. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. All right. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Happy birthday to your daughter. God bless you. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live that like celebrating other people's greatness. Shout out to people that like to be happy. Shout out to people that just want to be in a good mood and want to be around people that are awesome. If that's you, I love you. If it's not you, please exit left. No, but God bless everybody here on the live. We love you. We appreciate you. We're going to make you feel good today. Today is going to be a day where you say, you know what? I really was happy I came to this stream. This is the place to be. I'm going to rock it out with Sammy today, and I'm going to spread that light, love, and happiness throughout the globe. And I'm going to make sure that everybody knows that I'm in a good mood, man. I'm going to smile. I'm going to compliment others. I'm going to tip a little extra. You know, I'm just going to make the world go round today. I'm going to be one of those people that makes it better for everybody else today. That's what I'm going to do. That's my goal. You can too. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's go. It's Friday, baby. Who doesn't feel good on Fridays? Remember we were little kids? We finally got out of school, man. I was excited for Friday. At 8 a.m. I was excited because I knew I was going to go hang out with my friends. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was in college, Fridays, baby. Friday, man. How could you not be happy on Friday, bro? Friday's the greatest day ever. I love Fridays. I'm still a kid, man. It's the summer on Friday, baby. It's 6/27. Like, if you're in a bad mood today, man, oh my gosh, we are so blessed to be alive. So Bitcoin in this 5-day chart could still give us a nice move, you know, but I'm really honing on the 3-day. We talked about how the 3-day could come back down to the bottom of the channel today. And how we could see the 3-day head all the way back to 104.8. You see what I'm saying? It makes sense because bottom, you know, you kind of in this range bound area, the 3-day takes over. We start a bit of a dump. This could roll over too as well. So far, it's in a good spot, but it might make a head and shoulder. You know, I've seen head and shoulder patterns on the stochastics RSI. That would be the pullback to the bottom of the channel, right? So this is something we have to be watchful for. This may not play out in our flavor. You see what I'm saying? So we got to really, really pay attention at this present moment in time on the 3-day chart. I do see how we could be headed back down to the bottom of the channel. The daily looks a little sketchy to me, okay? I went over this in my update this morning to the trading group. You got this shoulder, you head, right shoulder, no? I mean, that would be a dump, wouldn't it? And I'm not trying to tell you this is going to happen. I'm saying, so some people are already in a short right now with stop losses above this key area. You can see, because they're going to short this right shoulder. They're going to speculate that this is going to dump. So you know there's a bunch of stop losses there right now, and they're attempting to probably sell at 94, 90K. These people are super bearish. This is a possibility. I don't know. See, I'm not bearish, but I don't know. Anything is possible. This is definitely a possibility, which is, and see, this is the key to becoming a great trader, to be free. See, I'm not emotionally attached. I know that my Bitcoin that I hold for the next 10 years will be fine. I know I've made great decisions long term, and I've worked my butt off to put myself in the position I'm in. So no fear, no stress. I know every single day I'm going to keep working. Every single day I'm going to keep working. every single day. I'm going to keep myself healthy. I'm going to believe in God. I'm going to eat the right foods. I'm going to work out. I'm going to be on track. You see what I'm saying? And I just know I'm going to do that because I've got the discipline, because I learned from Jim Rohn. I learned from the great mentors of our time. People that studied the Greek philosophers, the ancient knowledge. There's ancient knowledge here on this channel because I channel knowledge. And again, that sounds pompous, but it's not. I'm just channeling knowledge from Jim Rohn. I listen to so much of him that he's melded my subconscious mind. People say, who's Jim Rohn? And I say, Jim Rohn, man. He was one of the greatest mentors ever. The authors of 7 Strategies for Wealth and Happiness. You got to read these books. He was born in Yakima, Washington. All right? Emmanuel. I'm Samuel. I'm Samuel James Price. He's Emmanuel James Rohn, right? Was an American entrepreneur, author, motivational speaker. We have the same middle name. His rags to riches story played a large part in his work. I can get emotional talking about Jim Rohn. He saved my life. He saved my life. Let me say that again. He saved my life. My dad was awesome. My dad taught me a lot about independence, about how to grind, about how to be gritty, how to make it through the tough times. But I didn't get like perfect discipline. I needed another mentor in life. I knew I was lost. You know, I was a bit scattered as a child and growing into my 20s. I found Jim Rohn online. I started listening to his videos and everything he said. And I began to mold my brain. He taught me about neuroplasticity. He showed me that I could change the way I thought about myself and the world. He showed me that I didn't have to think I was such a crappy trader, that I was always meant to lose. You know, we all start with this mentality that we're going to lose all our money. It's never going to happen. This thing stinks. Everyone's a scammer, right? I wouldn't listen to anybody online. I would never buy a course because I thought every person online was a scammer. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in the world. And I was a happy guy. I was positive around my family and friends, but on the bigger picture of moving to bigger levels inside my deeper mind, I felt like I was never going to get there. It was kind of strange because if you met me, I was actually a pretty happy-go-lucky guy. Like temperamentally, I was always pretty much in a good mood. But deep inside, I was so locked in and depressed because I had this fear that I was never going to make it into who I wanted to be. A multimillionaire traveling the world, influencing, loving life, you know what I mean? Just being who I wanted to be, like shining at the biggest, brightest place I could shine, like pushing myself, like doing everything that I felt I could do for everyone, myself, my wife, my kids, like just the highest level of life. And I knew at one point I was working a night shift. I was 32 years old. I was going in at 7, leaving at 3 in the morning. You know, I was getting out early because me and the guy worked out a deal and everything was kind of okay, but it wasn't perfect. You know, and I was stashed away on a night shift for a long time, everybody. I worked a night shift for 6 years of my life, from 30 to 36 years old. And at one point I was like, this is it. 4 more years, I'm 40. 10 more years, I'm 50. I said, I never achieved any of the things that I desired. I said, what am I doing with my life? You know, thank God for cryptocurrency. Thank God for Bitcoin. It sparked something in me. It changed. And I look back and I think I was harder on myself. Like I never truly gave up. I was always grinding. I was in the union. I did progress. I got into working for David Letterman and I did some things that people would say, wow. But for me, I didn't have my own business. I wasn't my own man. You see what I'm saying? And I said, until I'm on my own man. And I'd watch movies. I'd watch, The Godfather. I'd watch it all. I'd watch all that stuff, And again, I'm not, glorifying it. But it was always like, and I watched great movies, and even respecting everyone from Muhammad Ali, anyone that had discipline, George Foreman, discipline. All these guys really resonated with me growing up. 50 Cent, discipline. Mike Tyson, discipline. Anyone with discipline really resonated with me. And I said, man, Tony Hawk, the discipline to get good at skateboarding. Rodney Mullen, the discipline. Michael Phelps, the discipline. Tom Brady, the discipline. Kobe Bryant, the discipline. Michael Jordan, the discipline. Let's talk about the discipline. It's every single day. It's not just one day. It's not tomorrow. It's not yesterday. It's every single day. Well, it is tomorrow and yesterday, but you know what I'm saying. And we can't stop. We can't take our foot off the gas. Just, you know what I used to do? I used to make a couple wins and decide, I could take a month off now and do whatever I want, and then I'd lose momentum. I'd be back down in some place I didn't want to be. It didn't work. And so, right? And again, people in business, the guy who just died, who started FedEx, the multi-billionaire, he started FedEx. First guy to really get the trucks going. Like these people are pioneers. Go look up billionaires and billionaires, right? So there's possibly a beautiful head short here. The daily looks like it may be coming right back down to range. It was a fast move up. You know, I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I'm going to show you a few things that are, could hold us down here. And this is sketchy time because it could go up, it could go down. You got people on either side of the board here. All right? Yeah, golfers, man. The discipline of Tiger Woods, the discipline of Rory, right? Man. Like, you can't, it's not one day, though. Like, because everyone looks at someone successful and think they blew up overnight. Like, everyone thinks I got on ATV one day and just next thing you know, I was friends with BitBoy and everybody. And next thing you know, oh, Sam just blew up. Tom Crown and CryptoFace and everybody loves him, But that just wasn't the case, man. I grinded so hard that everybody in the industry respected me. They said, man, I don't know what to say, but this guy's dedicated everything. So we gotta let him in. He obviously wants it more than anybody else. We gotta let him in. You know what I'm saying? You just work so hard that the consistency speaks for itself. There's nothing else left. Nobody can say anything about you when you show up every day. They can make fun. They can say whatever they want, man. But they know in their heart they can never work as hard as you. And all they know, at the end of the day, they admire you, even if they hate you. Deep inside, they say, man, I want to be like that. No matter what, man, they deep inside, they say, man, I would love to be able to do that. You know it. So when you're winning and you're grinded, never even hear the hate or feel the hate because it comes from a place of insecurity from everybody else. You're on your way. You're on your grind. You got this. You are amazing. There's no one that can tell you you can't do this. Nobody. And the second you get in your head and start telling yourself you can't, you become your worst enemy. We can't allow that. If that happens, you must get down on your hands and knees and pray for gratitude at that present moment in time and say, God, thank you for all my facets, my hands, my knees, my breath. Have a sip of water, go back into nature for a second, reset and realize you have everything you need. You see what I'm saying? And you can do this. Build yourself up every single day. Stay away from people that break you down. Extract them from your life, just like we remove people from the chat that are negative. Just get rid of them. Low frequency is low frequency, man. And girls out there, guys and girls, we don't need it. It pulls us down. It's contagious. And one positive thought is more powerful than 1,000 negative thoughts. So if you're having a rut, you're in a rut right now, because I've been there, all right? And you're struggling right now. You're looking at cryptocurrency for the answer. I know you came to this live, you clicked on the link. You're on YouTube now looking for an answer, just like I was years ago, lost in my apartment on a night shift. I know exactly where you're at. Understand? I did it. I went through it all. Now I'm here speaking back to you. I went through the cycle. I was the guy on the outside clicking the link. Now I'm the inside one. You're clicking onto me. It's insanity. It's insane. The algorithm grabbed me, chewed me up, and spit me out. You see what I'm saying? It snatched me and pulled me in. Motivational. Building myself up. Dressing. It all came from the internet. Grabbed me up. I did so much research and I decided, So this is just your start of your journey. You're just beginning. Feel grateful that you're here with me today because we're going to go on such a beautiful journey for the next few years. It's going to blow your mind. I'm excited for you to jump on in. And if you're new to my channel, I'm excited to say hi to my OGs that have always been with me. And I'm excited if you've just been coming in for the last few days and you're really not sure exactly what's happening here. Just let it sink in. Let the frequencies begin, to seep in. All right. And we're going to continue to move the show. So we're getting overbought here on the 12. We're getting overbought here on the 12 and the 22-hour time frame. They have me a little, like this could start the move and away from the 21-day moving average. We keep toying with 106.5. We're there, we're not there, we're there, we're not there, right? 8-hour also looks like a possible drop. 6-hour, okay, 4 hours. So this brings me to the 4-hour time frame, which, top of the range, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, right? So top of the range, clearly, right? You almost have to use the wicks, even I don't want to here because there's really no other way. Only weird thing about it is it really, like, if I hit this range, this hasn't hit the top of the range yet, which is like, so I have to cut one of those off. I find that odd. So I mean, we might spike up a little bit, make some bear div. All right. And we did have some hidden bearish divergence yesterday, right? That we discussed. Use candle bodies though. Yeah, we did. Yeah, it is hidden bearish. Price is swinging down while RSI is swinging up. And you're at a high point on the RSI, right? That is hidden bearish divergence. We may get a nasty dump to the downside here for Bitcoin. Okay? It just may happen. I don't want you to think it's all love. So the one signal that I love, though, is when the 21 is touching above the 200 moving average. And this is enticing me to long this here, even though it looks sketchy as heck. And today it looked good, but the smaller time frames didn't, and that's the problem. So I said to everyone, I like the 4-hour. I even gave a long on the 4-hour time frame, right, with a stop below the 200 moving average. And the chance this is just wick nonsense, and then they flip it back to the upside. But now we're back at 106.397. Really haven't been there. It's the lowest we've been now since, 8 o'clock yesterday, Tuesday night, you see? So, been 3 days since we revisited this area. You see, we wicked low there, came back up. But we haven't been there since this candle right here, I guess, Wednesday. All right. Now we bounced back to that 4, and they're just kind of toying with the zone. I can tell you, in my lifetime, when I started understanding the signal, I missed this trade hundreds of times, and I was so pissed about it. Like, I'd see us above the 200, I'd see us touch, and we'd rip. I wouldn't have the galls to get in. I just didn't. I didn't. Then I'd see it, I wouldn't get in. And weeks later, I would look back and I'd see Bitcoin soaring, and this was back when it was 12,000, and I'd say to my wife, man, I knew that was gonna go up, and I didn't. I said, I was really good at my TA at that point, spot. I was just, leverage scared me. Every time I touched leverage, I lost money immediately. I didn't know what I was doing. The numbers moved so fast, my heart would race. I couldn't handle leverage trading. I just couldn't handle it. It got me, I had to mature into leverage trading and kind of just take a deep breath with it and realize that it was just like spot. Show my risk and reward. And then what I did is I slowed down. I said, can I turn, first it was, remember, $2,000, and then I said, can I turn $5,000 into $7,000? I did that for basically almost a year straight. 5,000 into 7. Some months I would end with just $5,000, then $6,000. Then I eventually slowly started making $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month. I remember one month I made $10,000, $12,000 a month. I was like, man, I actually made an extra $12,000 doing this. I said, wow, this could work. Then I started using the USD pair with Bitcoin, and I started making more money off the Bitcoin, right? And I said, wow, I can use Bitcoin and trade Bitcoin? I said, this is interesting. I said, all right, this is hard. I said, and I have to be very disciplined. But I said, if I really work it, I can make my money make money. I said, you're on the computer all day long, Sam. You got to scan the market for everybody. You're always going to be here. So you might as well start picking up another skill. And I eventually convinced myself to use, a little bit of leverage. And it's great because when Bitcoin moves, because Bitcoin's been so beautiful the way it moves. You're getting a $500 move, 1,000, just in the last few minutes, it's done a bunch of awesome movement. So for me, I know the bigger time frames look a little sketchy. I know we're at the top of the range, but what this is also a great story for the shorts. Look at that picture. It's actually a pretty short, it looks like a beautiful short picture. It's kind of saying, yeah. And so what I believe is it convinced many, many people to short that market, right? And we have ourselves a bit of an inverted head and shoulder here too forming. And you've come all the way back down, and you didn't lose half as much as you did on the last cycles. See? I've been teaching you about see dotted line to dotted line? Look how far we went down. That's a drastic move. And remember that? We sold 10. Oh, man, it's so great. Anyway, so it came down on that right shoulder back down. We sold that 108.8. I'll always remember that. Remember about 2 Mondays ago? That was, man, one of the best days ever. June 16th. Time is flying. How has that been? That was yesterday. I remember that yesterday. Guys, our lives are going to go by so fast. You're going to wake up old and realize how fast your life went. I'm sorry to scare you guys, but you're going to wake up and realize your life went by so fast. And so cherish every moment. Stay in the present. Do not stress what happened in the past. It happened already. It's over. Learn from it, fix it, and move on. And look forward to the future by staying in the present. If you do not stay in the present moment, you will lose so much time in your life. And I did it, believe me. Take it from me. Stay in the present moment. If you want to learn how to become extremely successful, I have some of the secrets. I really do. I believe if you're a man, have a family. It'll keep you grounded. If something's different in your wiring, I get it, but at least find some type of balance and discipline in your life. To me, family creates balance and discipline. When you got your 3 daughters that want to take to the park, you can't go out drinking with your buddies. So you say no to a lot of things so you can say yes to the new things in your life, like your children. So for me, going full into fatherhood and not shying away from it and just going all in. Like, I don't have a lot of guys. Like, I don't need a bunch of men to call. I don't go play poker once a month or once a week. And some would say, oh, Sam, you need more socialization. But, man, my girls need me. When my girls leave my house and I'm an old man, I'll be able to golf for 20 years, right, if I'm healthy. It's another reason you want to stay healthy. You can enjoy your older years. But my girls will leave the house, right? Your kids will leave your house, and you want to be blessed, right? And so you want them to love you. I want them to have as much as me as they can while I'm alive with them. You know what I mean? Someone hit me the other day. They said, your kids. Shout out to the 1,333 people here. They said, your kids, right? 90% of the time you spend with them, I think by the time they're 10 years old, you already spent half the time you'll ever really truly spend with them in their life. It's already half over because they're turning 18 and then they go and move on, and they have to live a life. It's really strange how much you don't realize, I mean, some people have businesses with their kids though, and they really live. So, but in the average person, 21-day moving average touching the flag above the 200 moving average. We do this all the time. The golden cross is curving up, suggesting, and now I've seen dumps and then pump, what I mean? Just because a golden cross is coming doesn't mean you can't dump. But what it does mean is literally 2 weeks from now, you're going to get the cross here and Bitcoin's going to be higher than it is. So this preemptive golden cross is already telling me a little bit of a story here, right? And I'm seeing strength at 106.5. For me, it's really right here. It's right where this wick came in. Right there too. So you can see this is a very key level of support and resistance. Look at it. I mean, I'll make a bar there. I like making a bar. I always made these bars back in the day. The Boston accent's coming back because I'm back home and everyone's talking with the accent around me. So now I'm like, it's starting to grow back. It's creeping me out. Yeah, Lois, I think it'll grow a bit. Hey, Peter. Hey, my name's Peter Griffin. Hey, Chris, go to your room. Hey, my name's Peter. I go to Quahog. I drink beers in Quahog. So, anyway, what do I think? I see mixed signals, but I'm staying long. Why? Because this is a signal I know that plays out more than anything else. So, and again, I might have to go down with the ship publicly in front of everyone over this. I get it. I think I'm realizing now that's what a signal means. Like, you take your signals every time. So now I have reservations and I may bail early on this one. We may just get a little bit of a dip and make an M pattern. And we make a, who knows what will happen. I'm open-minded to anything. And I understand that it could just stop me out in the next 10 minutes and flatten me. Or we could go back and pump. Or we could go sideways all day. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm playing chess against millions of people, market makers, movements, right? There's no way we could know exactly what's going to happen. But if we show up every single day, human beings have patterns. Every human being works in some type of behavioral pattern. Even if they don't know it, even if it's an erratic pattern, that pattern is eventually a pattern of erraticness. You see what I'm saying? So nothing's permanent in life, all except for change. I love that statement, right? Because change isn't permanent, but that's the one thing that is permanent, that it's going to change. Oh, man, my mind just got blown. Oh, my gosh, what happened? Sorry. But anyways, but seriously, though, blow your mind. So can we continue to get this pump? Can we hold support or resistance? Previous resistance. Almost wick there. Fell through. Resistance on the wick. Can we get the bounce? We have a POC down here, 105.5, suggesting they may scoop. My thing is just every time they keep dipping, I feel like we get people that are getting limit orders, and we know we got all these shorts up here, right? This is all shorts right now. And I believe, I shouldn't say I believe, but people are more in fear, right? In general, the average populace is more in fear. If they have to be, because that's what keeps them poor. I'm not being rude. I was one of them. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm explaining situational awareness of the entire globe, right? So, you say there's the top 1%, there's the 99, 95, whatever you want to say, right? It's probably somewhat more intricate than that, but in general, that's how they try to wrap it up on us. The point is, that's thrown at you, and you say, okay, well, where do I sit inside of this hierarchy of life, right? People that are more fearful are usually panic selling, not holding. They don't have long-term plans. They're not going to hold something for 5 to 6 years. They're trying to get rich now. They needed something now. They want a car payment today. The second you realize you're going to go without and begin to build is the second you're on your way to wealth. Wealthy people do not buy whatever they want. They buy what they have to buy when they need it for things they need it for, right? Hopefully it's for, usually for a use case that is pertaining to some type of investment. Like I bought a leaf blower yesterday. It was quite expensive, an electric leaf blower. But I'm going to be using it for a long time to keep my property clean, and the property will hopefully give value, right? So that's a write-off, and it's, the leaf blower. See what I'm saying? So, Bitcoin, $111,058, right, is the target if we can get there. We're toying with 106.5. And again, it does look bearish, doesn't it? It looks like we're going to lose the 21 and drop right down to the 200 moving average and just get a nasty dump anytime soon. 1 hour time frame also rolling over. Doesn't look good to me. It's almost got a bearish engulfing candle coming at us right now as we speak, and the stochastics are like, shoulder head, kind of shoulder vibes, right? It almost looks like a complex head and shoulder. You see it? Could almost say these are shoulders, The rounded tops don't pay the bills. That's a rounded top. Funny, see how it's a Alice in Wonderland cup and handle? There's your cup, there's your handle, and it breaks up. See, this could teach you how to trade a cup and handle. Understand? But it's backwards. I wish we could flip it the other way. But see what I want, because this will blow your mind. See, like that's what I'm trading all the time. The cup and the handle to the upside. You see, I'm looking at it like this. But you see, that's the exact same thing. It's just swung that way. What's there is there. What's not is not, right? Now, what happens to a cup and handle? Where is price usually coming? Right? When we have the cup and handle, price usually dumps, kind of does something, starts making the cup and the handle, right? So it usually kind of comes from the bottom a little bit into the cup, right? So like price would be coming into the cup, making the cup and handle and blasting up, right? So kind of that already... See, that's kind of weird, right? But a weird way to see, like, could that be the move up? I know I just did some Alice in Wonderland, backwards looking glass, some insanity. But like, if you just stayed with me there, then you're spot on. And like, there's actually a probability in that. I know you don't believe me, but there is. And if your mind can see what I just saw, you're on another level. All right, you're on another level. If you have no idea what I did, it's okay. I'm not trying to be rude. That's fine. But did anyone follow what I just did there? I'm sure it wasn't that crazy, right? Maybe I think it's bigger than it is. All right. Take your time before entering the trade. You can't wake up old if you're dead. Amen. I got one trade that's been open since October 2017. Can't close it yet. Gone so far. Might as well wait for 7. Dude, that's amazing. I would love to. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard. I mean, technically, I'm spot long on Bitcoin since 2016, 17, right? So, yeah. Wow, the chat is ripping right now. Play in reverse, still in the red. Yeah, I followed easy. God bless you. Yeah, it wasn't that hard to understand, right? Chess play, that's what that was, man. Okay, cool. I think you guys appreciate this stuff. That's the type of group of people that I attract here onto the channel, right? I like how someone said standard Adam and Eve. Yeah, I also saw that as well. Okay, you're spot on. I like that you said that. That's a okay, well manicured. So look, below the 200 moving average on the 15-minute, no go. Likely, it's man. So the 4-hour tells me that we could get the bounce. So look, we're looking for this. So today we're either going to get a bounce, possibly retest. We'll dump, but we'll make some type of bear flag. Then we'll dump more. So you look for the bear flag. If we get the bear flag, it's probably time to get out. They could fake a bear flag, bring it back inside, and rip it too. I'm not saying we know exactly, but what we're looking for is the inverted head and shoulder here on the 15-minute to complete itself. Something like this. That would be also a cup with a handle that breaks to the upside. So this is what we're looking for here on BTC on this beautiful day. 10:55 a.m. on 627. That's 626. She's that 626, that 626, that 626, that baby. She's that 626. So can that 105, 107, 330, 107.6, 108, in this POC, we get above 107,000, there's a chance. Every single time we hit 106.6, though, we keep slipping. We keep slipping around here. So let's go to a smaller time frame. Oh, no. You see it? I see it. That's no good. You got a shoulder. You got a head. You got a right shoulder. That's 68% of the time is going to dump you somewhere down 105.8. I'm not saying that's going to happen for sure, but that looks sketchy. Likely, we might get a move here down all the way to $105,768 for Bitcoin. Hello, everyone. Could someone tell me what is the music playlist we listen to? I really like it. Thanks for the stream. God bless you. I use Epidemic Sound. I don't want to give away my playlist, though. Yeah. Because it's like people bite me, man. I streamed. I had a playlist. These other guys tried to, do what I did for a living. It didn't really work out for them. But they tried, and they even, stole the play. They even, played the same music. It was really creepy, man. So I don't even want to give away my stuff, man, because everyone bites me. I'm sure you could Kazam it or whatever you want with that app, right? So you download an app, it'll tell you the song. You could do it. So look, shoulder, head. It's actually a curated list of deep house that I made myself, really, that I've picked out and organized over time and just, shoulder, head, right shoulder to the downside. It looks like we can get 105,770 for Bitcoin. All right. That's the key level that we're looking for if that takes a dump. I'm long. I'm defying all this. I'm defying all this. And you'd be like, how, Sam? I can't tell you how. Some days I'm trusting the 4 hour more than anything else. I'll tell you why. I've decided to use, because there's many times I've been duped by the smaller time frames when the 4 hour was good. At the same time, I may be making the wrong decision here. You may be short here and you may win. Maybe my bullish bias is too strong and I can't control it. That's a possibility. Maybe I'll learn a lesson here. I should be shorting this, but I'm just too stubborn of a bull. And that's possible. I've been very stubbornly bullish at times. So that is my one weakness. I do it. You got to know your bias. At the end of the day, I have a bullish bias. I own Bitcoin. I've been buying it since it was, very little. So of course I'm going to have a bullish bias for Bitcoin. But that's okay. Identify your biases, work with them the best you can. And that's why I trade signals. Also, if I was overly bullish, then you might have fear that it's not going to go your way as well. And that might actually make you not make the trade or short. It's weird how a bias actually might be the opposite. You might be so bullishly biased, you're afraid it won't happen the way you want it to happen. And then you do something different. People don't realize how many opposite behavior is happening through the neuropsychology of their subconscious mind, right? But let me tell you, it's all about using signals. And that's why when I trade the 4 hour 200, I don't have to think about anything I just said to you because I know where I'm at. I still know it may not go my way, and I still dang well know it may not happen. But man, I've traded it too many times and I've missed it. Like I told you, it's not even about trading it. Before you start a beautiful system, if you're lucky enough, you'll miss it for about a few years. And then your brain will be like, man, you should have taken it. You should have taken it. After the hundredth of time, you've said, man, that's how horrible I am. I am the world's worst. People say that an expert is simply someone that made every single mistake in a narrow field. You see, that's Niels Bohr, one of the smartest men, a physicist from, I believe, the 1500s. Niels Bohr. And I love what he said here, right? He created the atomic model. This guy's one of the most famous people in the world, man. I mean, actually, he's not even as famous as he should. But he studied atomic structure and radiation. The Bohr theory of the atom accounted for the spectrum of hydrogen. He proposed the Bohr model of the atom in 1913, which described, he was defined 1900s, which described electrons traveling in defined circular orbits around the nucleus. The Bohr model was a modification of the earlier Rutherford model and was the first atomic model to incorporate quantum theory. Bohr's theory of composition of the hydrogen atom added to Ernest Rutherford's previous concept of the atomic structure by adding that electrons move around the nucleus, but only in prescribed orbits. So he said, an expert is simply someone that made every mistake in a narrow field. Niels Bohr, right? Expert quote. I love saying, I've said it on the stream many, many times, right? An expert is a person who has made all the mistakes that can be made in a narrow field, right? It's just like, what a cool way to look at it. We've just dug so deep in one sector that we're in that we look smart, but we're not that smart. We're just we've collected more data than most people in that concentrated space. See, I studied people that were smarter than me. I studied people that had a higher IQ than me. I studied people that I believe were far superior to me that I'll ever be. And I attempted to gain as much as I could from them, right? Through my humble nature and say, hey, I don't know if I'll ever be on that level, but at least I can listen to them. The Jim Rohns and the great people of this world, right? So Bitcoin's been flat the entire stream. It's been at 105.6 the entire stream, right? If we look at the 1 minute, we've been just doing this the whole time. That's a bit of a bear flag, but it all, so let's take a look here. Remove the moving averages for a second and take a look. Shoulder, head, and shoulders seems to be happening here. And I got to be honest, then this looks like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder too. So the smaller time frames are telegraphing resistance at 106.6. But what I have seen is on a Friday, Thursday afternoon, you just won't have the volume to let the patterns play out. And you'll meander. And so this is what's happening. So this is why you're not seeing me scalp the small time frames. That's why I'm not going crazy. Because it just, you're getting shoulder, almost, I don't know. I'm seeing head and shoulders everywhere. It doesn't mean it's going to dump for sure. So like, Sam, you're so bearish and you're still long. We're not understanding you. And I'm like, I know. I'm trusting the 4 hour right now over all the other things I'm telling you. And again, like I said, I may be stubborn here. You may change your position. I'm not you. I'm not telling you what to do. And that's another reason why you can never do what someone's telling, doing on YouTube, because you don't know where I'm at. I could have won my last 10 trades and I might just go a little crazy at the end. You see what I'm saying? I might have lost my last 3 trades and, I'm looking at, you never know where I'm at and you don't know where you're at compared to me. So if you see me risk and you never really know my true risk, right? I'm not going to ever tell my exact net worth. That's ridiculous. I might throw it out there here and there of how far I've come, but I'm never, you know what I mean? That's going to be a number that I keep dear to my heart forever. So it's just, the point is, that's why I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking a financial advice, because I don't know your situation. I don't know where you're at. I don't know if you need to pay the rent. I don't know where you're at. Okay. All those things need to be accounted for and brought in. Understand? Yeah. Fortune favors the brave is the line of the day here, right? And that is it. Fortune favors the brave. So looking somewhat sketchy. The 1 minute is telegraphing a dump. It's got a head and shoulder pattern right there, right? It's looking weird though. At the same time, look, I'm called Sammy Cup and Handy, right? And we kind of see a cup and handle here. Bit of a shoulder, head, and right shoulder there. I have to be honest though, this to me looks pretty sketchy. Well, maybe the end. Now we've lost 106.5 numerous times. You can see there's heavy resistance at 106.5, 106.6. Every time we push down, somehow there's been a little bit of buy, but not enough to get us past the previous high. And we made a lower high there, which you would expect to make a lower low now. So mixed signals on the small time frames are for sure, right? You don't make trades when you can't see exactly what's happening. That's why I only trade the 200 moving average, because when we get above this, basically in the next 2 to 3 hours, we could have a huge short squeeze, and then we'll get a flag, and then the 20 will come. This might take 5 hours, and 5 hours from now, I come on in and I scalp my signal nice and sweetly. The key is not to be forcing anything in trading. The trade should come to you. If they're not coming to you, you're doing something wrong. Do not chase. I can even put an alert here. I'll project this to happen. Wow, look at that huge pump they just made. Oh my gosh, look at that. Didn't I just say that's a cup and handle? This is why I trade the cup and handle, man. Isn't that crazy? Hold on. I just said it's a cup and handle, right? Sammy cup and handy to the upside, baby. Insane. So look, they made the head and shoulder. They got people to short. A lot of people shorted that head and shoulder. I'm not the only one that saw that. Understand? And they flattened them right now. They all put stop losses right above the right shoulder. That's the general idea, right? They just got seized. Absolutely seized. And now the cup and handle is ripping. 30-second cup and handle. I mean, that thing's beautiful. That is a cup and handle. Dude, that's the money printer that Master Friend is oh so passionate about. See, me and him, this is why we're twins now. We've been twins now, man. We've been a twin now, eh? But look, I mean, to me, that came to the 618 golden pocket. It bounced right off the golden pocket. Cup and handle off the golden pocket. Had I been a legend to make that trade right now, but I am long. I'm in a long, and we're going to see where it goes. I'm slightly underwater on the long. Let me see if I'll show it. Do I have the guts to show it? 132 down, 10%. My stop loss below the 200 moving average. You see what I'm saying? They come get me or I'm going to win this trade. I'm willing to stick it out for the probability. Look at the volatility, man. Right back down. That's one of the biggest green candles I've seen. Look at the boom, bong, boom. All day they've been banging it. What I like is it defied this head and shoulder now, which got us out of the gut. You know, because this, we had to say, was a head and shoulder. Now it's over. Thankful. I like when we negate a bearish pattern. It's always a good sign. But look, we seem to hit resistance yet again. Having trouble getting through this key area. Remember, the weekly reacts just like this. So watching this on the 1 minute will teach you how to trade the bigger time frames. We live in this big time space continuum where all the time frames really are mirrors of each other, just on micro and macro, nuances. That's all. And you're able to see all these different, movements in space and time based on what time frame you're using. Wow, that was insane. Massive short squeeze to dump it right back to the downside there. BOOKMAP running great. I haven't turned BOOKMAP off in like 2 days. This computer's able to handle it. This is from the stream of yesterday. Never turned the computer. I mean, I can't believe it. Maybe one time. But the computer's been on since early morning and never, no problems, ripping. Even since last night. My laptop, I always have to shut off. So wow, look at the volatility. They ripped it. Then they dipped it. My goodness. And that could be a bear flag. This could be the final break now, right? Usually a spike like that is to induce longs, to pull you in, to produce a stop loss down there. Wow, can we bounce on the bottom of the range now? See how I created the range and it's respecting the range? So we hit the exact trend line. This is crazy stuff. And on the 30-second chart, it's technically a falling wedge. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. This would head right back to the top of the range. Oh, look at it go. And we're watching the 30-second chart. Every 30 seconds, a new candle would be made. And I'm not giving up on the liquidity. Look at all this liquidity above us. Deep red, deep red. I mean, BOOKMAP eats the red alive. So if I don't trade this 4 hour and I watch them squeeze the heck out of this red line and they blast everybody off, I'm going to be sitting there with my heart in my hands. I'd much rather get stopped out. You have to understand. I want to explain this one more time in the best way humanly possible. All right? And I called the S&P pumping to 644. I told you they were going to rip it to the upside. I told you the markets were going to continue to boom. I know, I hope most people, that's why you want to watch my macro analysis videos. We gave you the NQ call there, 22,193. It's at 22,777s. You saw that right when I was there. It hit 777s. You saw that right when I was here. It hit 777s. It disappeared, but we were there for a split second. Of course, it hit 777s. Of course, it did. You know it did. Every single time, baby. There it is again for me. Quadruple seven. Look at it. It will sit on it. It'll sit on it for me. Look, sit there. Sit there, baby. Sit on those 777s for me for a 30 second, I know you want to do it. Sit there on those 777s. Meditate on it till it happens. You have to believe it already happened, and it does. It's like it's going to sit on 777s for me. It's just going to sit there. It's going to sit there and just hang out. Blessings on blessings. Sit there, 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 sit there. I call it. Bang. Bring things into fruition. You know they happen because you know you can make them happen. At any time, space, and matter. You're in control of reality. It's so weird. I don't know how we are, but we are. I call 777s into existence when I desire it. It's insanity. You would think it was made up. You would think it was Photoshop, right? You would think it was done on After Effects. 25,583. If you don't, who got goosebumps right now? Who thought that was witchcraft? Who's got goosebumps right now? Right? Fortune favors the bold, baby. Favors the brave, baby. Let's go. Cup and handle. They call me Sammy. Cup and handy. Yeah. Pay rent to own LLC house. Amen. Brrr. Wow, look at the chat is ripping out of control. You people are awesome. Sam, do you do double shot of espresso today? You're on fire, bro. Speaking of Mile Limited, covering every topic under the sun. You sound like a bow to your sensei guy from Napoleon Dynamite. I don't know. Yeah, hey, in your opinion, what exchange works best with the Minotaur system? Use your link and I join the Minotaur team. You know, the best link, I should tell that everyone before you sign up. Yeah, hold on. That's a great question. The Bybit link really is the best link. Bybit has the best liquidity right now. I think we're going to start changing that and finding different ways. But right now, when I started, it was Bybit. But not every exchange. They honestly, that's a question for them because they've been working on it for a long time. And they know kind of all the different options that you may or may want to use, right? So, yeah. I know, right? So anyway, wow, look at this amazing sauce. This is awesome right now. So if you're trading the small time frames, you're getting wrecked and rocked. I know when to trade the 1 minute, and it's not on Friday. That's actually a head and shoulder now too. See, shoulder, head, right shoulder. If I had to say, man, it's looking sketchy. We got to get back above 106,681. That's resistance now for Bitcoin. If not, it is. We could head. That measured move is 105,771, 105,800. So I'm long, but I might get rocked. And I'm okay with it because I'd rather play my signal than miss it. You understand? Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Last thing I want to talk about. Beginning trader has 2 years in the game. Again, we'll go to box A and B, right? It's very easy for me to do A and B. Here's the beginning trader, all right? Right here. He has like 2 to 3 years in the game, okay? He doesn't really have a signal. He trades what he can. He's learning from other YouTubers. He's kind of mixing the different sauces. And he kind of hits sometimes. His emotions are heavy, right? He's in and out. That's kind of like the basis of a lot of 2 to 3 year traders, right? It's okay. That's where we should be. That's where I was. Now there's a guy with like 20 years, right? This guy trades a consistent signal over the last, let's say, 10 years that he developed. It took him 10 years to develop in the last 10 years. And he knows that he has a very high rate at this one signal. All right. So when the market's sketchy and not looking good, he just takes that signal no matter what. And he knows it's okay to get stopped out on that signal because the more time in his life, the 3,000 times he took it, he won about, let's just say, over 2,300 times. You know, he's up on the signal. So if they get him today in front of everybody, and so that's the only issue with me is, you know what I mean? I'm never going to show everyone my net worth. You're not going to know, like, at this point, it's over. Like, I'm not doing that anymore. I used to be very, very open with it all, and now I'm realizing it's a security matter, and I just can't do that anymore. Like, I had lawyers and people tell me that it's not a good look. So just know that I'm doing well, and I can teach you how to create a mindset that can produce wealth over time, I believe, through vibrational energy. You know, you'll become wealthy in your mind before you ever become wealthy. Think about it. Someone who's overweight, all right? They're sitting overweight. That's an overweight person. Sorry, not to be rude. And here's the door to the gym, right? You got to go into the door to lose the weight, right? You got to go into the door to lose the weight. You got to go in there. The mind change. At one point, the person says, I got to stop doing what I'm doing and I got to make it to the gym, right? I got to get myself ready to go. And they miss them. One day they make it in and they do some exercises. And then 2-3 years goes by, they're a fit person who has discipline. They go to the gym, right? It started in the mind first, right? They didn't have a perfect body and then decide they felt good about themselves. They started to change their mind and then they had a perfect body. Okay. Getting rich is the exact same thing. Your path to money, right? And here's your money. You're not rich at the beginning in your, but your mind starts telling you that you're rich and that you're producing and that you're going to do the things to get you to become rich. Just like when you work out. It starts in the mind. Everything starts in the mind. So you have to cultivate frequency. See, I learned this now. I said, okay, I cultivate my frequency. I tap into higher levels. I'm able to generate more knowledge. I'm able to vibrate higher. People want to be around you when you vibrate higher. You're going to attract the right type of people into your life. It's going to help you at a mass scale. Like things you wouldn't believe are going to come into play. You're going to be able to do things you never thought possible, okay? And things that you doubted yourself before are going to be simple for you. And you're going to be like, man, I don't even doubt this anymore. I've got this. This looks head and shouldery. Let's be honest. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Like, as much as I want to love my signal in the 4 hour, this just looks bearish. And again, they could be getting in my head, and that's why I'm just going to stick to my signal. But like, they're making head and shoulders all over the place. It's crazy. They're doing what they can. They're messing with people's minds right now. Today's a day where you set your long-term short and you walk away, your long-term call and you walk away. Either you're short or you're long and you stick with it, and you go with how your TA tells you, or you don't trade at all. Or you just decide it's not worth trading at all, right? It's up to you. You got to figure this stuff out for yourself. All right. Yeah. Fake outs are strong today. Exactly. And honestly, if you're consistent, you'll break through fake outs. If you're consistent, you'll break through all your losses. If you're consistent, you'll just continue to move. I'm an SMCPT working on my BA in kinesiology, and I can promise everyone here, physical fitness is a must for higher function brain and emotional stability. Working out will make you better. 100%. Ever since I started working out, my whole neuroplasticity changed. I was able to really change the way I thought about my mind and thought. It helped me build confidence and discipline, which can be used in every facet of life. Everybody needs confidence and discipline. Everybody. I don't care what you're doing, how you're doing it, what field you're in. There's nothing wrong about getting yourself geared up to an adrenaline-rushed workout. It can't just be an easy workout that you know you can handle. For me, it's got to be a workout that kind of rises you a bit, gets you going, pushes you to your limits in the morning, gets you to a place where you're just like, whoa. Get adrenaline. You want adrenaline. It sparks endorphins. These endorphins create positive energy. You use this energy to continue to push yourself. All right? This is the key to life. This is how you can eventually become wealthy. This will come into play in your trading. People say you're not talking about trading. We're giving you a holistic approach to trading. We are. We're discussing trading better than almost anyone else has ever discussed it because we're teaching the intricacies of the mind. They're going to come into play when you begin to trade. You don't even know what's going to happen. I already know what you're going to go through before you go through it. I've been there, thousands of trades. All right? Trust me. You don't have to trust me, but listen. Over time, you're going to hear it. You're going to understand, yeah, he has been there. There's no way he would understand this. Look at that nice double bottom, too. We just got to get back above 106.6, baby. Let's go. Shoot right back up. Watch them just fire this thing off. And again, I got a bot too. If you want to learn about the trading bot that I use, Minotaur Trading Bot, right? Enters these two long, sells at the top. Enters this long, sells at the top. Enters this long, sells at the top. 100%. Never misses, man. Nailed this huge move too, all the way from the upside here. Beautiful move. Unbelievable, actually. So it's been great. It's been doing unbelievable damage. Minotaur Trading Bot. Sign up today. Check out the link. It'll blow your mind. All right? It'll blow your mind. Super exciting times to be alive. So, wow. Another time they went after the shorts again with a bit of a double bottom now. Right? And look, we just had that cross in the vertical line. That's, you know, another cool thing you could do. You don't have to be staring at price action. But that's a double bottom. Off support. Tells us that we can possibly go back, you know. Again, I would not be trading the small time frames today. No. Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 65. Let's take a look if there's any awesome altcoins out there that are getting me going, getting me excited. First, I go to CoinMarketCap. BSwap was up a little bit. AI Sell on my radar down 47%. Had a little bit of a pump, so, you know. I want to talk about one coin. I'm going to talk about it in a little while. There's a coin that I got to talk about. And I believe it's going to have a huge run. And I've been accumulating this coin on the low. And not many people talk about it, but enough people do. You probably know what it is. What coin am I discussing? What coin is it? It's on my heart. I love it. I picked it a long time ago to be that kind of behind-the-scenes front runner. And I believed in it. We love you, Sammy. You can't save everyone, but you saved me. Hey, God bless you, brother. You know. Respect to he's actually doing it. God bless you, brother. I'm following Sammy. Took the 4-hour long at 106.450. Stop loss at 104.300. Let's go. Things are coming. Hey, God bless you, man. We'll see what happens here. One step, one movement at a time. I'm just giving you a long-term trading idea that I've used for a long time. What coin am I talking about? I think someone has it down there already. What coin am I discussing? My people know me so well. 2 people got it right already. Gold, baby, gold. Please, Sammy. I've been patiently waiting for a discount to refill my bags. A discount for Bitcoin? Or gold? I don't know. Or you want me to go over gold? Render ripping, somebody says. Yeah. Every time you preach, my frequency rises. I become a better person. God bless you. Thank you. SEI is the coin. SEI, baby. SEI is going to be a big winner, in my humble opinion. I truly believe it. And again, I'm about to put out a top 5 altcoin video, literally, like today or tomorrow. Because, man, I don't think people realize how close we could be to a massive move to the upside here on these altcoins. And I'd rather be stacked and packed than miss a massive movement. And again, you have to make those decisions for yourself and decide where you're going to be. But I've already made them. I'm you know, I may not always be talking about my altcoins, but I've never sold. I got in and out of SOL a few times to get more SOL because it was obvious we were going to drop at one point, and I would thank the Lord the TA went the way it was supposed to go, or just thank the TA even. SWI at 269 to me, great price. Anywhere between 180 and 250 to me is amazing. SOL anywhere between 120 and 140 is amazing. Right? Like, these are just deals of a lifetime as far as I'm concerned. Ethereum 18 to 2,500 is an amazing price action. Kronos anywhere between 5 and 9. You know, like, these are just like Ondo. Ondo's a little disappointing back at 73. Didn't really hold 80. But still, it seems to hold 70 like it's its job. Chainlink, I like anywhere between, you know, I'd say, what? 9 and 13, 10 and $13. So again, you gotta, you know, Cake has been holding $2. We're gonna take a look at Cake. It's been holding $2 for a while now. Sky, right? That coin that had something to do with MakerDAO. And you got Avalanche, Volta, Near. Rabita, which is also one of those like smaller coins on Vader. I'm looking at an Aerodrome. Had a huge run up recently. Of course, it got a little bit of a pullback after it pumped so hard. Farcoin 2, really strong. You know, I don't like it. It's not my thing, but the TA is great. And it holds up nicely. One of the first coins to really rebound. Also, SPX69. These 2 coins really rip nicely. Virtuals, I believe, is a long-term stash. I don't see how it can't go to $14 at 10x if the market goes well, because it has a use case and there's a lot moving on it. But hey, maybe it gets spaced out. The tech is changing so fast. And there's my baby, number 100, SEI at 27 cents. This thing's up 36% in 7 days. No one's really noticing how SEI is ripping. We're going to talk about that on the charts and show you why I like SEI in the charts as well. So stay tuned. We are not done yet. We got so much to teach and show you. And then we got the weekend coming up. 4 streams coming at you. All right? 4 streams coming at you. Tomorrow is packed. I don't know how, we got the weekly screen share from 7 to 8:30. We'll probably go from like 7 to 8 pretty quick, right? We'll do a quick stream from like 8:15 to 8:45. And then I'll be teaching class from 9 to 12. I will be speaking from 7 to 12 straight. And I will be exhausted at 12 o'clock tomorrow, where I will then take a screen break for my eyes, hang out with my family, and have a blast. But it will be a very tough day tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I will. I put myself through a lot. I'll get through it. I love to work. I love to get it done. And, you know, when you have a hard, tough schedule, a lot of people would never replicate that schedule. They want to take Saturdays off of the summer. They want to go hang out somewhere. I have enough time to myself when I need it. I have schedules I got to make, and I've got discipline. So excited to meet anyone who comes to class tomorrow. We teach class tomorrow, the last Saturday of every month, everybody. And it's going to be the 28th. It's finally here. I've been talking about it for a while. Class is finally here. Hit the QR code or the link to find out more if you want to jump on in. It's a beautiful class. It's live. I teach it live. You get to know a lot about me, my strategies, and then I leave you with a PowerPoint. I leave you with homework. I'll leave you with 2 other charts that you can use to your advantage to really help you get on another level. Look at Bitcoin doing damage out the double bottom, ripping, breaking through resistance. Back at 106.6, if you stayed true with the lifer, boom. And those are short liquidations coming on it here. And look at all that red above us. It's just so likely we're going to flood up to 109, and we're going to make a boatload of money today. We're going to make a boatload of money today. All right? We got to stay strong. We got to stay true. We got to have conviction. That 4-hour 200 MA this thing is a bull flag, number one. You can't say it's not. Let's look at it again under clearer waters here. NASDAQ looking absolutely beautiful. Look at the NASDAQ on the 1 hour. It's in another rising wedge showing signs of life here for more movement. This is Parabolic City here. The NASDAQ, 22,358. I gave you guys all the NASDAQ trades. It was awesome. If you took any one of my NASDAQ trades, you're in the money. All my entries were gold. Golden, baby, golden. Look at that. Even had that inverted head and shoulder. Boom. Man, the bottom was in there at 16. This thing is ripping. It's up 7,000 on 16K since April 21st. And I called the reversal. I showed you the inverted head and shoulder. Man, everyone was bearish. I told you, no way. They're going to print too much money. I said, it doesn't make any sense. Remember me saying it? I said, it doesn't make sense. I said, everyone's so bearish. We're going down. I said, but how? They have to print money. I said, the money has to go into the stock market. I said, they can't. I said, I don't get it. I said, if this dumps, nothing will make sense to me. And I'm pretty spot on with the math. And boom, everything went exactly as it was. And then I traded the NQ. Remember, why do you think I started trading the NQ? Because I caught the uptrend. I can nail. So what I do now is I'm able to find the trend when it starts, and then I'm able to just nail this. Almost every flag will play out here. 90% of your flags, your 21s, all the stuff I teach, because you're in the beautiful uptrend. You're above that 200 moving average on the 1 hour. You're ripping. And we're at an all-time high right now, right? I mean, boom. We're at basically at the all-time high for the NASDAQ. Shout out to everybody here. That's huge. Absolutely huge. Blessings on blessings to be alive. These are the days. These are the moments. Don't give up on yourself. Keep pushing every single day. Every day there's someone that says, I can't do it. Every day there's a lifer that leaves and says, it's not for me. I can't afford it. I can't do it. Man, if $99 a month is going to be tough for you, imagine how tough the real world's going to be. Because the world's a lot tougher than $99 a month, I'll tell you that. Your first goal should be able to easily achieve a $99 a month, basically education. And once that's achieved, really, I think then it's, you can start finding ways to really, truly invest in yourself on a higher level and turning your mind into gold. See, alchemy. Alchemy was not, everyone thought it was gold. It wasn't. Alchemy was about the mind. You know how much gold I can buy because of my brain right now? I train my brain for endless gold. Everyone always wants to hit the lottery. Your mind is the lottery. You already have one. God gave it to you. I am the way, the truth, and the light. He's telling you when you use the words I am, you become the word. I'm not saying that you're God. Don't ever get that twisted. No blasphemy here. God is number one above all. Moment of silence right now for peace in the world. Dear Lord, we prayed for peace. May you continue to project that positive energy around the globe. May everybody here right now envision the brightest white light around our globe. Push that light around. We're quantum right now. Every one of us, we're going to send a frequency out together. All 1,100, 1,400 of us, we can do this powerfully. That's a strong, we're an antenna now. We're going to push it out. Ready? Project that light energy all around the globe. Look at the globe with this big white bright about all around it. 1, 2, 3. Ready? With all your energy, just push. Just feel brightness. Just go. Ready? Envision your eyes getting so bright. Envision the whole world. Envision peace. We just changed the world right there. We just create quantum theory right now, right here with all of us. I'm telling you. If you believe it, you can change your life forever. If you don't, we're going to keep helping you how to rework your subconscious minds. You realize that you're in control of your reality every single moment in time. Bitcoin at 106,758. I like what we're seeing here. 110.8 is the next level we could hit. All right? And that's what we're looking for. This is a bull flag to me. And I saw the bearishness. I know it might not go our way, but hey, I'm sticking through the pain here. And they made it look awful bearish a bunch of times, didn't they? But I just know my signal, and I got to stick to it on the 4-hour time frame. You see? Simple stuff. Simple as a simple do. Previous resistance becomes support at 106,003. We're touching the 21 above the 200. The stochastics are getting low. This tells me that there's a big move coming for Bitcoin, and the shorts could get liquidated in a way you just could not believe. So be ready for anything. Have a stop loss at all times and be poised. You know? Blessings on blessings to be alive. Like, this might be one of the greatest entries we ever get, and people are slipping on a Friday. Like, we don't have as many people here. I'm super grateful. I'm grateful for whoever's here any given day. I used to do open mics, and I was a rapper, you know, and I'd rap for 500 people, 300 people, a few thousand. And if there was 12 people, man, I did the concert exactly the same. I just love being around anybody who was willing to listen. You know what I mean? That was a blessing. We're the highest we've been the whole stream. 106,868. We have not been there the entire stream. That's an amazing big deal. All right? The shorts are getting liquidated now. That short liquidation's coming in. I told you they were inducing those shorts. Nobody believed me, though. You know? Nobody believed me, though. Yeah, if you're a flat earther, picture the big flat earth and picture light around that too. However you want to look at it. All right? You're an energy worker, my man. Pure light, 100%. You're super cool. You're cooler than me. Rock bottom, I've been there until I learned how to alchemize my goals out of thin air, 100%. Dude, alchemy is how to create your brain into gold. You know how much gold I can buy with my brain? Endless amounts. It's abundance. You know how much Bitcoin I can buy with my brain? Endless amounts. You know how many things I can produce with all the tips? You know, I have the internet. I have the algorithm. I have YouTube. I have so much at my disposal, man. This world is great. There's so much opportunity out here. There's too much. Yeah, I like Cameron. He says there's just too much opportunity out here to be broke, man. Come on now. This world has, you could create your reality and back it up. You can go wherever you want. Someone says we go long now. I mean, the long was like when we were dipping to buy the fear there, right? To me, that's the long. But I just do me when I see D, you know. Bang. So, yeah. And I'm staying on it. 4 hour above the 200. Let's go. Clean. This is the clean chart. Just so that's all you got to see. I gave this trade to my trading group. Stop loss below the 200 moving average. If you're in the trade with me, it's been up and down. We've had some drawdown. But we're still in the money here. No stress. No stress. Karate Combat. Playing games. A lot of dolphin dips here. Immutable X playing games. Wow, the altcoins are like all-time lows, ready to buy. Like, you have to have serious conviction. I didn't really take, like, that's why we just stopped looking at them at one point, because they're just like, there's not an altcoin that didn't go like, oh, ABBC coin. Look at that thing ripping. That thing ripped. There's another coin on my radar here, Salary. I don't know anything about it. I found out about it a little too late. Seems like it could be consolidating here, though. If it consolidates, you know, and I may just chuck some money into it. Something's telling me that maybe it may, you know, might throw $500 in there and call it a day. It's on Sol. Again, never do what I do, please. You know, do your own research, find it out. But if this thing consolidates, get tight, I don't know, something's brewing. It's got a very small market cap. It's got a huge cult following. It seems to be kind of getting crazy here. At the same time, it could be you never know. Be very careful, all right? Kind of seems to be around the same realm as the house coin. You know, that same kind of idea here. House got to 18 million. I think it got even higher at one point. Yeah, way higher than that. House actually did some damage. And, like, we could be somewhere right in here for salary. Like, just getting started before a massive move. So, and House went from, like, I don't know, under a penny there to 12 cents. So it did something crazy. All right? Again, House might actually be getting ready for its, like, rounded bottom rebuild, right? Again, I'm not buying any of this just yet. I don't know. I just, I start to speculate, and I pay attention for later on. Could be its rounded bottom there and start to kind of play on out. I've seen that, so the structure looks right, but, we're not going to force any of that. The bot should go long right now. I would like to see the bot catch along. That would, like, basically solidify my idea. The bot should be catching along here. Sometimes the bot's not as good as me. Sometimes the bot hits something. Sometimes it catches a bottom I can't catch. So it's funny. Me and that bot, we compete some days. We're basically on the same page. 106.9. We haven't seen 107 in a bit here. So everything kind of going our way right now for Bitcoin. Shout out to anyone that's stuck with me. I know a lot of people watch me, and when I'm convicted on a signal, but the market's not going right, they doubt. I can feel the doubt. You know what I mean? I can smell the doubt. But that's okay. I know that's just the human condition when people are kind of, caught in their own ways. How someone behaves to you has nothing to do about you. It's about them. Remember that. A lot of us put ourselves down when people react towards us, but their reaction has really nothing to do with you. As long as you're not doing something horribly rude or, hurtful, which, then it is of 100%, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Blessings to everybody out there. This ABBC looks interesting. Like, is this going to come back to a fib? Of all the coins out there, this is hot. I'd put it, see, this is where I start. And again, if I hit this a few weeks from now, it won't be an accident. Everyone says, oh, he's so lucky, you're lucky. It won't be lucky. I go through hundreds of coins a day. Scan, mark, alert. Scan, mark, alert, and just keep it moving. Until I find the hottest things in the game. Every dip is a blessing. I don't know about that. Yeah. Looks like it got, I don't know. Yeah, this thing's market cap won't move, man. Came up. Yeah, I don't know. I love you guys. I hope it goes well for you guys. I'm just not. It's not my cup of tea at the present moment. If you're not, sure. Too strong. The mood is actually gravitating towards space and time. See how I did that? Mass acuity. All right. Now you're gone. You just lost your privileges to be here, man. So sorry. One would have been good for you, but now you're gone. Now nobody will see it. See, you bit off more than you could chew. And I didn't even have to my moderators did that. I did that. I snatched you up so fast. I'm as quick as my mods, man. We got you going. I'm the fastest one in town, baby. I hammer it. Lay that hammer, smash down. Lay that hammer, smash that hammer down, boy. Bang. Bang. To the downside there, boy. So if you're not long with me on this 4 hour and you miss out on this massive pump, liquidation to 109, 108K that BOOKMAP has been screaming at us is coming. Hey, I know it's taken a lot of guts for me to do this live. It's not been an easy long. I've seen that there could be sketchiness our way, but we stay true. We stay true. We stay true. So yeah, I like what we're seeing here for Bitcoin. And now we're flipping back to 107,000. Now they're flattening anybody who was short of that. And I bet there's a lot of people that did. And I told you that was a double bottom. And that double bottom ripped to the upside. I told you I was long. I never took any of these shorts, no matter how enticing. The shorts look good, but I don't short Bitcoin, man, when it's in a bull run. Like, I'm not into it. If you notice, I haven't been shorting like I used to, right? Wow, I'm a macro trader that understands the trend. And I just know it's not good to go against the trend. In general, you want to stay away from the trend, So that's what I does. That's what I do's. Man, Bitcoin absolutely doing damage. Loving it. Loving it. Loving it. I'm a happy camper right now for BTC. Doing what we call the damage flamage. You know what I mean? And now we're ready for the possible rip. That could have just been liquidity grab. Ready to rock to the upside here and get a massive move on out. I like what I'm seeing. I'm getting a bit excited here that we're going to get the squeeze to 109,000. And I'm going to get so paid today on this trade, and my whole group is going to get paid. And if that happens, man, everyone's going to be super happy with me. The market's going to be good. People are going to be super happy that we're here. And, right? Amazing. RSI pushing. I just registered on BTC with your link, and I want to find the NQ. Can't find it. You trade the NQ on Tech 100. Tech 100 is the NQ for you, buddy. All right. Look at the NQ ripping, about to hit the target at 22,884. We gave this in the 1 hour time frame. That thing is gone. Absolutely gone. I sold right here, though, but it's gone, man. This thing is gone. Wow. 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 NASDAQ absolutely ripping to the upside. The money printer go brrr. I don't know if there's positive thoughts, but like, things are going our way. Making progress every day, Sam. Thank you for openly honoring God. Amen. Hey, man. God bless you. You know, when I first did it, we lost some people. People were like, I realized I'm just going to be around the positive frequency that attracts, and I'm not going to think about anything else. You know what I'm saying? And I stopped ever questioning my loyalty to God, and that's it. I don't question it. I don't think about it. I just do it. God is my number one savior. When I lost my mom and dad, I needed a father. I looked for a father. And I heard God. I called for God, and God was there for me. And you may not believe me. You may think it's hallucinating in my mind. But I was not alone many nights when my mother and father passed. My wife would go to sleep with the babies. I'd be in the charts with you guys. It would be 11, 12 o'clock at night, and I'd turn off the computers, and I'd be alone in my thoughts. The last few years, that's been my life, right? When I'm done with everybody, when we're all done, I look up to the sky. Last night, I was thinking of my mom and dad as I was sat in my jacuzzi out in underneath the stars. And man. So, yeah. Bitcoin ripping 107,190 to the upside, doing damage. I'm sorry, man. You're on timeout for just saying something that you shouldn't. He said, watch it, it's dropping. He's playing with it. I don't know, man. You're on timeout for about 30 minutes, okay? You can come back when you're going to be a good little boy, all right? But apparently you want to be disciplined. So, Sam, thank you for being out here every day. YFI, please, okay? Sam went to weeks. But, just really, that doesn't make any sense. You should be able to use it everywhere, no matter what. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard that before. You should be fine. You can always use a VPN and just change it to a different place, but it's up to you, man. Someone says, now we go to 104,000. You guys are so weird, man. You obviously don't know how the 4 hour 200 morning moving average works. I've explained it numerous times, and I went over it yesterday in depth. I showed it earlier. I showed it this morning. I show it all the time. Again, I'm not here to tell you what's right every 5 seconds, but I mean, you do you. Shorting when price is above the 200 moving average can be the most detrimental move you ever made, right? Man, life of you rock. I always say, Sabia, and you never kick me out. Hey, man, I just, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Just whatever. Apparently, you want to be disciplined. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You probably haven't said anything too bad. You probably kind of crossed the line. I do that sometimes, too. So I think maybe we're kind of alike in that sense. Remember, I was the biggest smart aleck in class, and I always said that, so sometimes I see you guys say something to me to clown me, but I actually think it's funny that you're clowning me. Like, I actually laugh internally. I'm like, yo, that's funny. Like, he's a class clown, and he just clowned me, Now, I can't show that I like that, and I have to move on. But, man, I'll be honest, I get as much entertainment as people making fun of me as I do as people being... It's just so funny, man. When people call me names, it was like so funny to be... Because they wouldn't make fun of me if I wasn't doing an amazing in life, right? They wouldn't find me on YouTube. I wouldn't be... So them making fun of me is an affirmation that I'm having a wonderful time in life. You know what I mean? So it makes me... It's just another beautiful... It's actually the greatest thing that's ever happened. No one's getting made fun of. When I was on the night shift, no one made fun of me. No one knew me, right? When I was quiet and alone doing nothing, nobody cared about me, man. So I'm out here on YouTube doing my thing, of course. Of course. Trades are green. Or flipping green here. Happy birthday to your kid, Sammy. God bless you. That's very nice of you. Tell him, brother. Check in. Busy. Watch replays. Love you. Shout out to Reliable Jay, man. You said you worked as hard as me 7 days a week. God bless you, Jay. Goat, much love, lifer. God bless you and the lifers. Thank you. No dramas, mate. Love you, brother. 777 bit. Yeah, my man. God bless you. Shout out to Flippin' Keys. We love you, man. Gold, baby, gold. Please, Sam. I've been waiting for a discount to refill my bags. For gold? We'll take a look at gold. Sammy went 2 weeks. I don't know why. That should be fine. Thank you for being out here every day. YFI, please. We'll look at YFI. Same with NQ so far. The 21, could this be a blow off top? Usually it stays pretty close to the 21. It's a mile away right now on the weekly. We'll take a look at all that and show you what I see happening in the NQ. And it looks like that money could flow back. This is starting to look exactly how I want it to. And this should play out. You know, I backtested this for years. There's a 90% chance I'm going to look smart and this is going to boom. But it may not happen. I know there's a 10% chance that it may not happen. And if there's a chance, then there's a chance, right? But I believe there's a 90% chance that I'm going to win, which is crazy. We have the less amount of people we've ever had on a stream in a long time. I guess because it's Friday on summer. And I'm giving like probably one of the greatest trades for Bitcoin ever. It's kind of crazy, like, right? But I guess this is it. Only the strong survive. Everyone's going to come back and say, man, I missed it. I decided to take Friday off, and one of the biggest pumps in Bitcoin's history came, and I missed it. When Bitcoin's touching the 21, above the 200 on the 4-hour time frame. Again, I'm going to do this. I'm going to one more time. I'm going to show this off, and I have my team clip this out. I'm going to stop the music, and we're going to clip this out. We might as well. Hi, my name is Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. Welcome to my channel. Today, I want to show you the significance of the 4-hour time frame and the 200 moving average. We're going to go over a few different assets, and we're going to show you how it does it across the board around the horn. Let me show you what I'm talking about because you probably have no idea. Let's run on into BTC. You can see right now, I'm getting a signal for Bitcoin. I like it. It's on the 4-hour time frame. It's touching the 21. It's above the 200. Why would I long here? There were some other mixed signals for bearishness, but why would someone just want to blindly long the 4-hour here? Let me show you why, all right? Let's take a look at something that has nothing to do with Bitcoin. It's called Sweet Green. Okay, Sweet Green was a like make your own plate, like really like good food type of place that started in New York City. And, you know, you have a bit of a dip. Things start to kind of have a bit of a pullback. And then what you do is you get above the 4-hour 200 moving average right here. And then you'll start to come in contact with the 21. And you'll make some type of flag, right? This is obviously consolidation. Consolidation is tight range price action that creates a very tiny channel. Okay, that's what a pattern really is. That's a bit of an ascending triangle that starts to form. As you can see, that is a measured move of the base here all the way to the upside and suggests you're going to rip. This is exactly what happens here. You can see Sweet Green touches the 21 and it makes a significant move from $9.45 to $16.55, one of the monster moves it ever made. Again here, it gets above the 200 moving average. And then it starts to kind of hug and hang out with the 21. You can see the catalyst here comes back down, but continues. If the stop loss is below the 200, never got hit. And these were some of the biggest moves this ever made. This thing went from 11 to a high all the way here at about $44. That's a 4X. It dabbled with the 200 MA here a couple times. You could have sold the trade when you were up high. You could have waited for it to get back above and got in here, ran it, sold it, got back in there, ran it again. Every time it crosses, it's telling you it's important. When it crosses below, dump city. You see? So this is definitely something to pay attention to, all right? Now we're going to go to another asset. Let's take a look at gold. Gold has nothing to do with Sweet Green. Let's take a look at gold on the 4-hour time frame and the 21. Last time gold had a significant, all gold's biggest moves ever, right? Here's one of gold's biggest moves ever from $2,000 an ounce. It got above the 4-hour 200, started playing with the 21-day moving average. That was the beginning of a massive catalyst for a move to the upside for gold. You can see gold would rip on one of its biggest rippages to the upside on that 4-hour time frame. Again, here it would get above the 4-hour and hang out. It didn't make a shoulder, head, and right shoulder. It didn't matter. What mattered was that it made this pattern here, that it got tight. And again, I stopped looking at patterns and probabilities. I started just looking at the 21 above the 200 on gold. And look, that thing continued to rip all the way at the stop loss below that 200. This really never challenged it again until here. Second biggest move, when gold got above the 200 here, touched the 21, it was gone. All right? Am I done? No, I'm not done. Let's take a look at Ford Motor Company. Has nothing to do with either of these at all. All right? Ford Motor Co. on the 4-hour time frame on the New York Stock Exchange here, F. It's actually right now in a bullish signal. It's doing Bitcoin. I don't know if they hold Bitcoin or what's happening, but Ford is doing the Bitcoin signal. It's above the 4-hour. Ford's about to rip. Again, I'm not a security guy, right? But that thing looks like it's going to moon. I'm not a financial advisor. Forward looks like it go to $13, right? That's my signal on forward. Will it stop below there? Very likely to play out, okay? Let's go back to when forward made its most significant moves. Touched the 21 above the 200. Never lost the 200 moving average. It used it as support the whole time. It went on a massive move. So if you don't take this signal that I'm putting out right now, I don't know how to help you. I don't know what I can say. I don't know what else I can do. I bet there's people that still doubt this. Who still doubts this signal? Anybody? Anybody out there? I feel like a teacher at like in college right now. Anybody doubt the signal? Is anybody here not understanding why I'm going hard here and why I may get stopped out anyway? Does it make sense to everybody now? Did you hear about the... Oh, my gosh. Crazy. You are a gift. I am 72. Comeback time. Thank you. You've got this. You've got this. You've got this. You're still doing the one-on-ones. I need so much help, and I know you're my saving grace. I lost $250K since 2021. Getting divorced, living at a campsite in Hester State Park. You can do this, Joe. All right? And I know you want the one-on-ones, but, man, I'm one-on-one every day here too. And the one-on-ones are expensive. My time is very expensive. Like, I have to take away time from my family and my kids at a very significant time in their lives, right? So when I do a one-on-one, I do charge a hefty amount. It's about $300 an hour, and I don't want to gouge people. I really don't. So I don't do as many one-on-ones. Maybe there's a chance I could, because I really do want to help everyone else. I got to figure out a way. I'll talk to my management team and see if there's maybe a smaller, mastermind I can help with people who are really struggling. But seriously, utilize the weekly screen share. Really ask questions. Show up there as much as you can and use that time. I think a lot of people are afraid to use my time there. They don't want to. That's when you can use me intimately. And that sounds horrible. But what I mean is that's where you can really ask any question, really get to know me, really get to know something you need to know about the charts. That's a very important time. All right. I don't think people utilize it as much as I really want them to. I think they're really respectful of me and they like feel a little reserved. Everybody, please use that time. I want more questions on the weekly screen share. I'm not getting enough questions. I want more people asking. I want more people understanding. All right. Screen share will be tomorrow. All right. Screen share will be tomorrow at 7 a.m. EDT. All right. We do start early. Are you trading forward on BTCC? Can you? I don't know if I can. I don't think they got that many. I don't think they got forward. No, they only got I think they got gold. Right? They got gold too. Now, gold looked good to me, but it should slightly struggle if everything else is ripping right now and risk on assets are back in position. Bitcoin's ripping. It's at 104,300 now, and it's starting to really eat away the shorts, right? Exactly like it's supposed to. This is what I wanted to see. This is what years of data have provided me to be correct. We should continue to rip to 108. We should fly into 109, and we should demolish these shorts. I should get paid for the day and move on, all right, in my trades. So far, so good. We are ripping to the upside. I am up on my trades. I'm excited about that. And we're in the green now. So if you took that trade on the 4-hour with me, you did not get stopped out. We are in the green. You cannot complain. We're doing damage. All right. Sammy said, use him intimately. Pause. I know, it was so wrong. I hope God continues to bless you. Awesome to see you use your platform for so much goodness, man. Thank you. Hey, I get it. My business works well. I'm not going to say I'm not greatly monetarily, rewarded too as well. I believe God has a plan for us all. And when you go with God and move with the way you want to move, everything works your way. And you live in love, man. Love is the strongest frequency in the game. You understand that love is the frequency of power. It's like if you can give love to everyone, you've got it. Look at this short squeeze coming in on BOOKMAP, and it told, look, that red liquidity is going to get eaten. That's 107.8. And here we go. This is how you win a trade. My issue is my demo account is way up, but my real funds account, I've lost 5 in a row. It's mega aggravating to myself. It's okay. Why did you lose the 5 in a row? Jay, why don't you just reach out to me and have a one-on-one, man? You're someone that you've been in the group for a long time. You just need an hour with me where we can go over some stuff, man. You got to give me your number. You're someone I would take your number and text you, man. You've been in the group such a long time. And you sound just like me, man. You know, for the people that it's the hardest are the people that get it the best, though. Someone that's not having a harder time as you, they're not going to learn all the things you're learning. They're going to kind of, I have to be honest, it's like the people that struggle the most almost end up knowing more about this. You know, like he said, an expert is simply someone that made every mistake in a narrow field. You're just becoming an expert. I know that sounds insane, but you're on your way, man, to expert status, and you don't even know it yet. If you don't stop, J-Soul, you're going to get amazing. There might be something in your life that you got like that's taken away from your discipline. There might be something we need to tweak. There's something pulling on your subconscious that's gearing you away from a deep focus. I don't know what it is. We got to crack it. I could find out what it is if we spend some time together, you know. When I get back home, I do want to come out to Tampa and see you, though. You're someone and I'm sorry to call him out across everyone, but he's been super supportive. You're closer than you believe, brother. You know, I always go back to this picture of the guy who's, right, I love this, you know, he digs into the ground, he goes right, he goes down, he goes over, and like right here is like a giant diamond, right? And he's like, I give up, I'm done. And he just hit the dirt a couple more times, like he was gonna win. And I really truly believe like that's the difference between winners and losers, man. Is losers eventually say, I can't do it. It's not for me. And winners just say, you know what? I don't care how many times I've got this wrong. I don't care how many times I messed this up. But I believe that it's going to go my way over time. And look, there's my signal. We crossed the 1 minute 200. All you have to do is buy when the candle closes. Like, this is simple stuff. You could do this on the NASDAQ and for the rest of your life and print money more than you don't. I don't know why everyone else does anything different. But again, I love you all. Like, you should not be getting wrecked on days where I give perfect trades on the NASDAQ. But hey, everybody has their thing. Maybe you should journal his state of mind when he enters a trade. 100%. Journal your state of mind when you enter a trade. I love this group. This family is true. You have changed me for the best. I love me today because of all you have done for all of us. Hey, God bless you, man. It's what you've done for yourself. You've just taken on the frequency. I don't want to take full credit there. You guys are overly nice. Shout out to you, Sammy. Just had to check in with the lifers. Had to break from the day trading, but buying Bitcoin daily. Today I'm going to Atlanta for a spiritual meetup on a mountain. I love you, man. Be safe, brother. And I think you're going to have a great time. Be safe on your ride out there, Jamal. I'll see you when I get home. We'll hang out again, brother. Sam, we finally joined the 99. Feel so blessed to be part of the lifers. God bless you, Rosario Sorbello, 306. We love you. 306 Seattle, right? You're out there in Seattle. Or no, that's Spokane, Washington, I think. Spokane, right? I could be wrong. My buddy had a 306. Oh, no, that's the 206. No, it is 206, you said, right? No, you're the 306, yeah. Does ETH have a BOOKMAP? If so, we'll go over it up and down on the smaller time frames. ETH does have BOOKMAP. Let's add Ethereum to BOOKMAP. You're going to go here, BOOKMAP data, multi-book, right? And you're going to pick ETH, BTC, ETH, USDT. Ethereum, Binance Futures, the same exact one. You're going to get the same data. Your granularity, 0.1. Tick size is 1 on Ethereum. May want to make it 5 or 10. Ethereum's smaller. We'll try 1 and see how it works. What is the tick size? It's literally 107,300 to 107. Right now I have it at 50, so we'll go 350, 450, right? Those are the numbers. But you could have it, I'm going to have ETH at 1. That will bog down your computer if you don't have a lot of RAM. That's what I was, that's kind of what I get told by, Does ETH have BOOKMAP? If so, yes. So thank you for that question, and we're answering it for you right away. For the $4.99 super chat, we appreciate you. We love you, and we care about you. So there's ETH. Fine, I don't know if I've ever shown ETH on BOOKMAP, which is pretty weird, right? That I've never done that. And ETH by the dollar. You can see there's a lot of liquidity right there. They got a lot of shorts. But the most area is down here at 2,400. But it's pretty close to price, actually. But it does say there could be a pullback. Bitcoin holding 107,300. This is what we were looking for. The small time frames did not take us down. I'm back from being offshore in the Gulf. This is Crypto Guido. I revamped my page. Also, I'll email you to get back to the 99. God bless you, man. Thank you. Hey, Sam, just learning about secular bull and bear markets. Wondering if the last 20 years have been a bull or bear. It's interesting to say, But you have to get bigger and bigger. And at one point, like, how big of a cycle does it matter, though? Because you could always expand a cycle to expand a cycle, and you get what I mean? That's almost an infinite math that you could do if you're with me on that idea there. So I'm long Bitcoin. You know why. You know the time frame. You know what I'm doing. There's nothing else I can really do. All right? Sold at $1,800. Realized, bang, bang, bang. Just stopped out at plus 6%. Good trading day. Who made gains trading with the lifer today? Put a 333 if you made gains with the lifer. Yeah, it's just Bitcoin just so much more exciting to watch than Ethereum. Like, look, I get so much more action right now than Ether at the present moment. Shout out to all my lovers of life. Shout out to everybody here and all the beautiful people on the live that made this stream awesome. We appreciate you, we love you, and we care about you. I'm going to jump on into that macro technical analysis video that I make every single Friday and break it down for you and show you what's happening on the macro scale. Everyone, I love you. I got to work for another hour here and get that content out so you have more to bite your teeth into. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I feel like my tie is a little low there. Dang, the whole stream. Shout out to all my beautiful people. Thank you so much for being awesome and amazing. I love you guys. I thank you so much for your constant viewership and your love. Oh, guys, you know that machine where you have to get the claw and pick out the animal? I got one yesterday, man. I actually did it. I think what they do is every like 20 grabs, they make it a real grab. And you just get to win the toy. Because like I tried so many times and then I won it finally and it was like, and then there's other times I swear I had a better grip on it. You know what I'm saying? It's the claw that comes down. But yesterday I did it. I couldn't believe it. I saw this one girl did it. Then I tried, but I probably spent like $30 getting a $2 toy. But hey, I had a blast with the kids. We went to one of those arcades. But I won it, man. I got the little bulldog. I'll show it to you guys on the stream tomorrow. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for coming on in. I couldn't believe it. I was like, Sammy wins every time, baby. I still win, man. I couldn't believe when I got it out the machine because I was like, I willed it into existence. I said it after I missed it a bunch of times. And then I was like, I sat there alone and I was like, there's no other option but me pulling that dog out. Like that dog's coming out of that machine with me. I was like, it's going to happen. I was like, I just can't think about it. I was like, law of detachment. You already have the dog. I was like, the dog's in my hand. I got the dog. So then I saw a father and his son playing and they missed it. Then I tried and I was like, I think I got it. And I got real close. I pulled it up, fell down. I got real close. I pulled it up, fell down. Then I swiped twice accidentally, missed it, left, and then they went to do it, and there was still a credit that they didn't use. And I was like, oh, wait, I think that's my credit, my bad. It's kind of creepy because they were on the machine. But it was. They knew they didn't swipe, but it was moving. So I was like, oh, I swiped twice, my bad. It was $5 a swipe, too. So I jump back in, and I move, and then I see the dog, and I hit the button. But it grabs the dog to the left, and I get the dog. It's kind of weird, right? Because, like, did I take their turn? But it was my turn. I had paid for it. You know, it's so crazy. And then I pulled the dog out the machine, and they were like, oh, no, he got it. It was such an awkward moment in time, you know. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you all tomorrow for another beautiful, amazing live stream. Stay positive. Stay amazing. Realize this is this is a life. Every day, make it a blessing. Don't get down on yourself. I know it's not easy. You're going to make it if you keep pushing. I was in some of the darkest places in my life and never was going my way, but I just believed somehow, some way, things were going to change, and they did. Over time, we find our way. I love you all. You've got this. You can, you will, you are the best. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. God bless you all. Thank you.